Blaze Comics here, and I got today for you a new style video that I haven't done yet. I've done omnibus reviews. This is another long form video, but I'm going to be going over the trade paperbacks of Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Geiger by Geoff Johns. And let's get right into this. Let's talk about it. So Geiger is a story in the Unnamed universe created by Geoff Johns, Gary Frank, the artist on Rook Exodus as well. That's a different universe, but it's also written by Geoff Johns, part of these alternate universes, the Unnamed universe, the Rook Exodus universe. There's like the Rockefellers. There's a bunch of different stuff going on. But Geiger, Volume 1 and Volume 2 was the start of it all. Geiger Issue 6 is the first appearance of Junkyard Joe, another Unnamed Universe character in this Geoff Johns universe at Image or Ghost Machine. And I really like this, guys. This is awesome. Volume 1 is about who is the glowing man. We meet Tariq Geiger. We get his story, his backstory in the Unknown War. There's always wars in this universe. You know some of them, and the cause of some of them are unknown. This current one is unknown. There was an unknown bomb or whatever they call it. It's an awesome story, guys. You got to read it. I'm tempted to get the other Unnamed Universe books. The art is really good by Gary Frank in this one. Volume 1 consists of issue 1 through 6 of Geiger. Of course, like a normal trade paperback. It's like an origin story of Geiger, and then he gets these companions, these two little kids, and he saves them at the end of the story. It's pretty good. And then we get into Volume 2, The Nuclear Knight. Geiger, The Nuclear Knight. This is after Volume 1, obviously, and Geiger is by himself. He dropped off those kids. He saved those kids, freed them or whatever, and now he's on his own, but he's not. He has Barney, his two-headed wolf, which is awesome. In Volume 2, we get a story from the Geiger 80-page giant. It's only a couple pages, but it's about the origin of Barney. It's here at the very end. You'll see when we go through and flip through the pages of this. But this also consists of Geiger 2024 1 through 6. This was like a relaunch a couple years later, but it's the same story. But this time he is trapped with a nuclear knight who turned coat on his king, the Child Prince, because he's not king yet. His mom, the queen, is still alive. Well, that's what we think. And then in this one, we get how the prince got his scar on his face from Geiger. This is an awesome story, guys. I personally liked Volume 2. Not much more, but better than Volume 1. But overall, they're both very good books. So in the next clip, we're going to go through these, talk about what I liked and what you guys should, expect when you get this for yourself and read for it. Of course, expect spoilers. It's pretty old at this point, a year and some change. This one's a year older or 2 years older. So yeah, expect spoilers, but we're going to be going through these books in the next clip. So yeah, I'll see you in that next clip where we open up these trade paperbacks. All right, guys, welcome to Geiger Volume 1 and 2, and we're going to officially dive into both of these books, Volume 1 and Volume 2. So take a good look at these covers here. Volume 1, Geoff Johns, Gary Frank, Brad Anderson, and Rob Lee. Volume 1, issues 1 through 6, Who is the Glowing Man? And if you guys want to read this, you can. Meet Tariq Geiger, survivor of the Unknown War of 2030. You can pause this if you want to read it. So Volume 1, like I said earlier, consists of issues 1 through 6. And then let's go into this first page here. Get a good look at this, guys. Geiger. Ghost Machine, Image, Unnamed Universe. We have our main character here, Tariq Geiger. He has these boron sticks that go into his back that allow him to control his level of radioactivity. We have chapter 1 here. You get this awesome photo of this nuke. These are the covers here. Chapter 1. They do go by chapters. And then we start off here in this crater. And his name was Tariq Geiger. And everything he did, good or bad, was for family. This is obviously after the nuke. This is the crater, the remains of that explosion. And they're talking about Tariq Geiger before the war, before he becomes the glowing man. So this here is before the war, 5 years from now. This is before the explosion. Tariq Geiger, his neighbors come by and they're like, give us your shelter, give us your bomb shelter. And he's like, no. He sends his family in there. They tell him to lock the door. And that's it. The explosion goes off. And I should mention here, our main character here, Tariq Geiger, does have cancer. And his chemotherapy, whatever was going through his veins at that time, allowed him to absorb this energy. And he becomes the glowing man. That might be a spoiler here shortly because I don't know if that happens quite yet. But then we get into 20 years later after the explosion. This story is crazy, guys. This volume 1 was insane. These guys in hazmat suits come up to this shelter here, these crunched up cars in giant cubes, and they wonder what's going on. They've heard rumors of the glowing man, and then some guy shows up and lets them know, you're trespassing. I mean, this art is amazing, guys, and if you guys have followed the story so far, you'll know that's our man, Tariq Geiger, right there. And as you can see, he's not glowing. Why is he not glowing? That's because he has those boron sticks in his back, like I had mentioned. And we get to go right here. I'll put up a sign. Whew, it's neon. I mean, yeah. Then you get the first official look at the glowing man. No trespassing. These guys learn the hard way. I mean, they get it. We also get our first look at Barney here. Barney is an awesome two-headed wolf that is also radioactive, like his stomach is radioactive at least. He has green glowing eyes, and he is an awesome companion to follow Geiger around. I assume this is his kill count here on the back of the wall, all the people he's had to kill after the nuclear explosion. And then we find out that he is still in the area of where his family's bunker is. He's there protecting them until the day he can get there with them. Then we skip to Camelot, right? No, I'm just kidding. We go to the Mad King, right? Or the young prince that wants to be king before he has scars on his face. Later he has scars, and we'll find out why, guys. It's a crazy, fun story. That's the end of issue 1, and we find the king, or the prince, I keep calling him king, in Las Vegas, guys. So that's the end of issue 1. I'm probably going to speed it up here a little bit. We pick up in Vegas. We get some awesome, awesome art of Geiger, of course. I mean, that's the main thing about this book. Like, there's so many characters like this, like the Dr. Phosphorus from the Creature Commandos in DC. But this story is really good by Geoff Johns. It's in that Unnamed universe I mentioned earlier. He comes across these 2 children. Let's see if I can find their names here. I don't want to be wrong. I think it's Harry and Henrietta or something. Haley and, let's see if I can get it. But these nuclear knights come in and threaten these kids. And they are left to be on their own because their mom is left. And they can't go out in the air without their hazmat suit. And then they get attacked by these giant creatures. And they run into our man Geiger. Our man Tariq Geiger. Not the glowing man right now, but he may become the glowing man later. Like this is my favorite part of the book. When he's not completely glowing, but his eyes are and the smoke's emanating from his mouth and body. It's awesome. It's like, this is just an awesome full page panel here, guys. I just really enjoyed reading this. Oh, and here's that scar I told you about. Bring me my mask. He is a freaky guy. And then this is what he looks like with the mask on. Of course, he's trying to hide those scars that our man gave him. And that's the end of the issue. And then we get this as the cliffhanger for the end of this issue. You also get these pages at the end of each one. They vary between each issue. Let's see if we can find another one real quick. Yeah, like this one. Oh, I guess they don't. I thought they did, but I guess they don't. So then we get into chapter 3, guys. Yeah, this one is significantly thicker than volume 2. However, volume 2 was more expensive. I don't quite understand that. But yeah, so let's get into issue 3 here. We dive right in. Another one of my favorite panels with Geiger here. The name is Geiger. Tariq Geiger. Awesome. Straight into Barney. He comes across these kids. Henry and Henrietta, I believe, is their names. Just get a good look at this, guys. He takes in these kids. They need help. They have no mother. They have no family. They're on their own. They can't breathe in the air because it is radioactive. And then they come across these king. The king comes to get them. This is how he gets the scar, I believe. He captures Geiger, and he thinks it's all fun and games. They blow everything up. He finds out his family has been dead in that bunker all this time since the bomb went off. He's been protecting skeletons, but the prince shows him that. So he gets mad at the prince. Our man Geiger gets mad at the prince, guys. This is honestly insane. And he goes berserk. He breaks out of the chains. He grabs him. He kills him, he fights him, he does everything he can, burns him, everything. Fights him with his boron sticks, everything. And this is where he gives him the scar. He reaches right through that glass mask and he burns him. You get this awesome full page panel here. This is awesome stuff. Got him holding the king by his face, burning his face with radioactive burns. And what can you do about that? Nothing much. It's just a burning aftermath, guys. And that is Geiger, and that's how he gave the prince his freaking face scars. And we get into chapter 4, aka issue 4. We get this awesome cover on this of them fighting on this Jeep here, whatever it is. I thought this was the vampire from Blade, honestly, but this is the queen. This is the prince's mother, and he has her captive, and he won't let her rule because he wants to. He's some psychopath. He's burnt now, though, and he tries to burn his mother. He tries to kill her, but if you guys wait till the end of the book, you'll see what happens. And then Geiger has taken on these 2 kids. He obviously wants to help them. He wants to bring them to a safe place so they can survive, but they keep getting attacked. Because for whatever reason, Geiger is a wanted man. Well, everyone knows why. He burned the king's face. Hi. What awesome stuff, guys. We get into issue 5 here. They get to their sanctuary where they're trying to go, but we find out it's not quite what they like. Well, they at least won't take in the brother Henry because we find out he has leukemia. But they get a map. They're trying to find Geiger. The prince is trying to find Geiger. He got to get his payback. They're in the sanctuary here. Where is Tariq? They are trying to find Geiger, but he is incapacitated here, guys. And then he finds out he's sick. The sister tells him that he's sick. He gets really sad. Let's see. I think I'm a little bit ahead. And this, at the end of issue 5, is bring the robot online. This is the first partial appearance of Junkyard Joe. Issue 6 is the first full appearance of Junkyard Joe right here. Chapter 6. You got Junkyard Joe on the cover, and you got Geiger in the reflection. We get a little backstory about Joe. He was active during the Vietnam War. He's a robot. He doesn't talk, but he kicks ass, guys. Junkyard Joe, I'm looking into getting that trade paperback. Hopefully I could find it on Amazon for cheap or something. But then we're towards the conclusion here. We see the prince is all upset. He's calling himself the king now because he's ready to take over. We find out that Henry is sick here. Yep, I was a little bit ahead. And Geiger tells him he was sick too. He also had cancer. That's how he was able to survive the blast, actually. But hopefully there's no blast for Henry to survive. Hopefully he can just survive. But that is the end. Well, not the end, but issue 6. The main thing is the Junkyard Joe and the Geiger fight, guys. It's awesome. We're probably going to go through this freaking page by page. He tries to burn him, but his head doesn't burn. Everything else burns but the robot. This is just good stuff, guys. You got to check this out for yourself. Spoiler alert, of course, towards the end of this book. Giant fight between Junkyard Joe, Geiger. He ultimately takes the dub, and then the kids are saved, but Geiger does ultimately leave the kids to a different sanctuary. And I believe that's it. He is off on his own. He found peace. And that's that, guys. That is the end of that. Not quite, but we go back to the king here, I believe. Well, the prince, aka the king, is dead. The queen has taken over. She's out of her entrapment from her peasant son, or her crazy son. And that's the end of volume 1, guys. It was such a good story. Read it for yourself. Go through it. Interpret it how you want to. We get all these awesome variant covers in here. But yeah, read it for yourself for sure. This is like a 4.5 out of 5 on a trade paperback. But we'll talk more about that in the last clip where I go over my thoughts. And then this was book 1. Let's get into book 2, guys. So in this next clip, I'll go into book 2, okay? All right, everyone. So let's get into volume 2 of Geiger, The Nuclear Knight, by Geoff Johns and Gary Frank. Nuclear Knight, you guys can pause this if you want to read it. But this volume consists of Geiger 2024 issues 1 through 6, and then a story from the 80-page giant, which is the origin of Barney, the two-headed wolf. I freaking love that guy. So let's get into this. Issue 1 is a bunch of catch-up, really. You get this awesome title cover. I don't want to spoil too much for anyone who hasn't read this themselves, although I probably will end up doing that. But we get this character here, this knight, this nuclear knight, who turns against the prince. and he essentially is following Geiger. But he wants to save people, and he wants to team up with Geiger at the end of the day. And I think he's a good guy, essentially. He wants to help. But Geiger doesn't want help. He has his wolf. That's all he really needs. And then these freaking military men come and attack them. And the glowing man shows himself. And these parts with the glowing man are always awesome. He's like the best designed character I think I've seen in a long time. The Rook Exodus stuff comes close. But this issue 1 is about Geiger encountering this nuclear knight who wants to join him on his path to freedom or a cure. In issue 2, the glowing man is wanted. We see our character, our new friend, our nuclear knight here. Hunting food. They get clean meat, so they are going to take that opportunity to eat it up, dude. I mean, they can't just eat anything. They got to eat clean meat. You have the Oregon people. They come across, I think this is some Oregon people here. And the Oregon people are bad news, guys. You don't want to get captured in a fight with the Oregon people. I think that's them here, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Yep, it's just a guy. It's not an Oregon person. But he gets away. He essentially gets away, and these Geiger parts are awesome. Look at this. You did what you had to. And then he gets a note of where to go. They got to find this guy, this person, Ash Adam. And that's where they go, because that person, this is a girl, actually. It's the Geiger girl version. She has cured herself, though, and they are going to find a cure for Tariq Geiger. And that is the essential story of Volume 2 here. They try to cure Tariq. And then there's this new character right here that we see for the first time, the electrician, and he is menacing, guys. Geiger gets captured by the electrician, and it's awesome. We get chapter 3 here. Look at this awesome cover. And then we go back to 1972. This is some more Junkyard Joe. This is during Vietnam. You can read this if you guys want to, but Junkyard Joe is an awesome character. Hopefully I get that trade like I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Volume 1. We pick up with our group here, our Nuclear Knight, Geiger, and Barney, the two-headed wolf. And we're still going to find that girl to try to get a cure. They're in a library trying to find some books for Geiger to read, because if there's one thing Geiger loves other than his family is books. He loves reading. And look at this awesome panel with Barney, baby Barney. Oh, gosh. But Geiger loves books, and this Nuclear Knight keeps destroying his books, whether it's on accident or not. And these are the Oregon people I was telling you about, guys. These are people who survived the explosion, the aftermath of the nuclear bomb, and they are basically cancer-ridden, and they take people's organs who are healthy and use them for their own. They take their old ones out, put new ones in, and they have all these mutations. This guy got 2 heads. This guy, who knows what's going on with them, but they are the Oregon people, and you don't want to mess with them. Essentially, our guys have to go through a camp. When we get to chapter 4 here, our group wanders off. Nuclear Knight wanders off because he needs to replace the book he got he burned for Geiger. He wants to replace it for him because he thinks it's the right thing to do. And Barney follows him. And this is where everything goes wrong for this issue. Barney gets captured, guys. It's by the freaking electrician. And this is the beginning of the end for the electrician. He sets himself up for failure because he takes Barney, the two-headed wolf, from Geiger. And we get this awesome panel here. My mood's chained. He's smoking from the nose, and he's glowing green eyes like he's Spawn. And man, I'll never turn down a sight of the glowing man. He is sick looking. But Barney's been captured, and Geiger has to go find him. They go straight through the Oregon people. There was an airport full of Oregon people. They go straight through it, and then Geiger gets taken out by our man, the electrician. I told you he got captured. I almost skipped over it right here, but the electrician takes out Geiger. And he does it in a smart way. He releases boron dust that coat Geiger's skin and lungs because he breathes it in, and he cannot turn into the glowing man. It's a very smart outcome to take out the glowing man. I really like that. The use of the boron sticks to help him manage his radioactivity, and then the boron powder to obviously weaken him to be able to capture him are awesome. All because he was able to get Barney in this awesome chapter 5 cover. So now our man Geiger has been captured. Barney has been captured. Geiger has been captured. So has the Nuclear Knight. all of our team have been captured, and the electrician seemingly has won. Look at this guy. Let me help you. Okay, buddy. Yeah, I mean, this is like torture right here. And his suit is built to be protected against electricity as well, so he cannot get electrocuted himself. He really thought this through, but not smart enough, because the Nuclear Knight and Geiger are obviously the better team, and they end up winning. But that requires Junkyard Joe to be brought back into the fray, or at least a unit beta robot. And we are in our final issue here, Chapter 6, Issue 6 of Geiger 2024. They are free from the electrician. They got some food. The group is all together. They got their books. Barney is terrified, but he's free. This awesome full-page panel. They're all obviously feeling bad for Barney, because all he can think about is that damn electrician electrocuting him. And then they come across these animals. This last issue is all about the mutated animals, and they all come together. Barney, I don't know if they communicate, but they all resonate together. It's an awesome, awesome final issue. It's not too much, but they go to the zoo, and let's see what zoo it is here. High Plains Zoo. And these animals can all communicate, right? This gorilla is really smart. He can communicate to Barney, and that's what starts this whole thing. There's hunters that are hunting these mutated animals, but they want the mutated. I think they want the mutated animals. Yeah. But then Barney saves the day. Look at him. He's all bloodied up here because they were going to take out that zebra with 3 eyes, but not today. He's thinking of the electrician again, but essentially the animals all get free and take over the hunters. It's an awesome, awesome final issue. And then we skip back. Barney's back with a new friend. And then the gorilla is also free. And then we get into our 80-page giant. This is the last part of this book. It's only a couple pages, but it's 80 pages. It was a big book, I guess, of all these stories for the Unnamed universe. If you want to read these, you should be able to do it quickly. But they're all written by Geoff Johns. And it starts off life before Barney. You have your family, I have mine. It's only a couple pages. It's about the origin of Barney, how he gets him. He doesn't originally want to take him, but he was in a burning building, and he couldn't leave poor Barney. If Geiger would have left Barney in this burning building, I would not have read this book, even though I wouldn't have known until I got here. But this book is awesome, guys. Check it out for yourself. More awesome variant covers, just like Volume 1. You guys got to read this. Both issues are phenomenal. And then I'll get you Part 2 once I get Volumes 3 and 4. They should be coming soon. Don't know when. But yeah, check out the next clip, or the next part of this video, where I go over my final thoughts of Geiger by Geoff Johns. And I hope you liked it. So like, comment, and subscribe. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that part of the video where I went through volumes 1 and 2 of Geiger. I know I did. I know I enjoyed reading these. So let's talk about what I thought my favorite parts of the book, which, I mean, I'm sure you guys can already guess what my favorite parts of the book were. So my favorite part of volume 1 was obviously getting to know Geiger, getting to know everything about him, getting to know how he became who he is, and then his companions at the end, the children, Henry and Henriette, were awesome. He ended up saving them. No one got hurt except Geiger. But, you know, he's able to take a lot because of his powers. And it's just an awesome book. The story between the prince, the kid prince, the crazy prince, and Geiger, how they have their history, how he burned his face, how he's scared to show that face. He wears a mask around, how he captured his queen, his mother, captured her so she couldn't rule. It's really a crazy book. I'm excited to see more. I'm probably just going to wait till Volume 3. I'm not going to get the single issues of these, but Volume 1, I gave a 5 out of 5 on League of Comic Geeks. It's awesome. The art's amazing. The story's amazing. Everything is as close to perfect as you can get in a volume of a trade paperback. And then, not to spoil it, but Volume 2 is much of the same. Another 5 out of 5 on League of Comic Geeks. This one is just, it does everything Volume 1 does, but so much better. It's a continuation. It's a new story. We get to know more about Geiger. We get to meet Barney, of course, the two-headed wolf. He is the best part. And then obviously we have our Nuclear Knight, the Electrician, more Junkyard Joe. You get so much in this. You get so much in this, guys. These are definitely worth the money. They're definitely worth the read. They're definitely worth the watch of this review. Both 5 out of 5s. Like, comment, and subscribe. The next video will be the Century Omnibus review. But in the meantime, watch this one. Watch the previous Captain America reviews. Check out my shorts. Everything, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.